Hey, what's going on? Luciano Martinez here with Remax Platinum. I wanted to bring in or bring up or do another vlog for the audience, for the potential clientele that exists out there. Um, I want you also to know that it is a very hot day outside and it's only the beginning of the day. And so I was like, you know what? Let me remind everybody to stay nice and cool, stay indoors if you're not a big outdoors person. And dude, I go outside and I turn into water immediately, right? It's so humid outside. But anyways, without further ado, I do want to go ahead and talk to you guys about something I get asked about very, very often. I get asked about, hey, Luciano, how do I calculate or how do I know what my month is going to be? I want to know what my month is going to be. It's kind of like when you go to the car dealership, they ask you, hey, where do you want to be a month? And so if you work backwards, you can kind of more or less know what, if you want to spend $1,500 a month or you want to spend X amount of dollars a month, you can kind of work backwards and say, hey, sabes que this is where I want to be. So a general rule of thumb, just to give it a super ballpark estimated number, you always think about a percent of the sales price, and more or less that'll be your. And I like because it could be about $5 to $1,000 off, but it might be a good idea just to kind of have a ballpark idea, 1% of the sales price. But without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the tutorial, or let's go through the tutorial about how to calculate your monthly mortgage. And before I do, if you haven't already been to the YouTube channel here, check it out. I do have a podcast. The podcast right now is the end of season one. In the near future, we'll bring out season two. But I do have plenty of vlogs out here. Check them out. And I vlog a little bit here and a little bit there, just to kind of like provide information and provide content. But that's the vlog. And if you haven't been to my website, I do have plenty of tools out there for you. If you're a home seller, homeowner thinking about selling your property, type your address in right here. It'll get sent over to me, and I can do a free estimate as to what might be a good number for your property. But anyways, again, tutorial. The point of this particular post or this vlog is to talk a little bit about how to more or less calculate, have a better understanding as to what goes into my monthly mortgage, right? And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the office right here, pick some of the office listings, and we'll just pick the first one right here, 317 Vermont Avenue. This is a brand new listing by Greg Villarreal. Uh, and today, which if you watch this video in the future, this is listed today, 5/28/2024, right? Anyways, this is a townhome, but what I'm worried about, not worried about, but what I want to talk about is how to calculate the monthly for this particular property. So what we're going to do is I have an Excel sheet that I put together just to kind of for demonstration purposes, how to calculate your monthly. And so I already started to type in the information in here just prior to the vlog here. Believe it or not, this is probably take number 3 or take number 4 because I messed up here or there. But anyways, we typed in the address here just so that we know what property we're talking about. But there are some key elements. We don't just need to know the sales price. We want to know the down payment. So if you're a first-time home buyer, you may qualify for a 3.5% FHA loan. And so 3.5% is your down payment amount. Tax rate is very crucial, very important, because that's how they're really going to calculate, okay, sabes que this is the tax rate for the property. This is how we're going to calculate the taxes for that property. I don't know what your insurance premium is going to be. You're going to have to shop that around. Definitely shop your insurance premium around because they've gotten expensive over the last couple of years. And so, keep that in mind. And you have mortgage insurance premiums. Especially if it's an FHA, you're gonna have an insurance on your lender's gonna have an insurance on the loan for the life of the loan. If it's FHA, if it's a conventional loan, it'll come off after you pay 20% of the loan or loan to value ratio, right? And ask your lender about that. Just when you start talking about mortgage insurances. But anyways, so the sales price for this particular property is $279,000. So we type that in here. Down payment is going to be 3.5%. Tax rate. How do you get a tax rate? It's real simple. For the tax rate, you come into the Hidalgo appraisal, and I'll go ahead and go from the start, and then just type in the address. So 317 Vermont, right here, 317 Vermont. Go in here, click on it, and what we're going to do is we're going to look for the tax rate. Okay, so tax rate is right here. Oops, total tax rate. and you can see what the taxes are. So just copy and paste out, or use your percentages from when you were learning math in high school, right? Math is very important, guys. I keep hearing that math is not important. It is very important. So just copy and paste that number onto here, and then let's just pretend your insurance premium is going to be $1,500. So based on whatever your sales price is, you take the tax rate, it gives out and spits out this number. You can see right here. Just multiply those two numbers, and boom, taxes is going to be $65.85 for that, the following year. So just FYI. And then if we're taking a 1.5% mortgage insurance premium, there is a talk to your lender to just double check, right? Because I could be a little bit wrong here, but there may be a upfront cost for the insurance, which is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's what might be 1.5%. Just double check with your lender, because again, I could be wrong. So your total loan amount is going to be, obviously your base loan amount is going to be 270. That's minus the down payment, right? But then with this particular number right here, it's going to be 274, 155. So what you want to do is you want to calculate your principal and interest. And now this becomes a PERT equation. So if you remember from high school, it's principal times E to the power of RT. You don't have to do any of that. Just come over here to an amortization calculator and then just type it in. So just pick your loan amount, which is 274,155. Put it right here. Again, this is all just an estimate because I want to know more or less what I could afford a month, and so I can start figuring it out. 30 years worth of interest, 30 years worth of the loan, and we're sitting at 6.5% interest. If your interest rate is higher, type that in. If your interest rate is lower, type that in. I'm just gonna go with 6.5 because that's a good number to base an estimate off of. We're looking at principal and interest at 1732. And so we're going to type that number right here. Now, you see these numbers right here. They're already pre-calculated. We took the tax rate and divided it by 12. And that's per month, what you're going to be seeing. We took the insurance rate and we divided by 12. And that's what you're going to be paying a month, right? Whatever your insurance premium is. You add up all these together, you're looking at your monthly payment being about $2405.76, right? Again, super ballpark, super estimate, but it's a good general idea where you're going to be. If there is no MIP, if you're not worried about MIP, you come in here, you type in 270, 103, it comes down to 1707, it's like $30 difference, or a little bit less than $30, 1707 with 23 cents. Your monthly payment is going to be $23.80. Okay, so again, super ballpark, just to have an idea. How do you calculate your monthly mortgage? Where can I feel comfortable, making payments? This is a good way to kind of like work backwards, reverse engineer. If I feel comfortable paying $2,500 a month, I'm well within my budget. So there you go. That's how you kind of like more or less calculate what your monthly mortgage is going to be. But if you have any questions, guys, feel free to reach out to me. We can put you in touch with one of our lenders and really talk about, hey, this is what your monthly payment is going to be. This is what you can afford. So reach out. We'll put you in contact. I wish you nothing but the best. Stay cool. It is hot out there. Hydrate. Anyways, we'll talk to you soon.